Welcome to Clubistry. Tonight we're going to look at the site settings for your website. If you've just set it up, then from the front end of your website, go ahead and click on the admin link right here, and that opens up the admin section of the website. And this is where we'll take care of all of the page content and news items and membership and all of those things. But the first thing we're going to set up are the site settings. So that's right here at the top under Site Builder. And you'll see that it comes already loaded up with Northeast Kennel Club is the name of the kennel club. And then we want to enter in a short name. This might be used in a few places in the site, but it's just basically an abbreviation or an acronym that you generally use for your club name. And this is just a quick way to list something briefly where space is at a premium and you might not have enough space for the entire club name. And then you're going to add your club logo. And we happen to have a file ready for our club logo. And we actually have two of them, but we're going to try the round one first. That's just drop that in and it will upload that file. And then we're going to use an icon here. This is for the fave icon, which is the little tiny version of your logo or some other very small image that shows up in browser tabs, among other places. But you'll be mostly familiar with it from the little tiny square that shows up in the browser tabs. So there's not a lot of space. I will tell you that we recommend that the file you upload be at least 48 by 48 pixels square. You want it to be square. And that would be fine. But most of the time when it displays, like in the browser windows, it's going to display at 16 by 16 pixels. So you want to make sure that there's not too much detail in this because it will get lost. 16 by 16 pixels is a very small size. So just go ahead and drop that file in there, and that's the fave icon we're going to use. We're going to leave this here for now, all rights reserved, Northeast Kennel Club. This is the content that shows up down here in your footer, right here, this middle part right here. If you want to add more, you can absolutely add whatever you need to down there, but that is the default setting. You want to enter a default contact email address. This is the email address that the system uses to send emails from or to when no other email address has been provided. And you'll see that there are some other places where we can provide email addresses, like this one, where we enter the email address that should be notified when a new application is received. We're going to leave this blank for now because we don't have that set up yet. And I don't know for this club who's supposed to receive those emails. So we can just leave that blank for now. The next thing we're going to do is look at some design settings. And you can see here that we can choose a primary and a secondary color of 9 shades of that color. These will be used throughout the site for different background colors and text colors, link colors, those sorts of things. And you'll see some of that when we get to doing content sections. But for now, we'll just go ahead and click some colors, and you can go ahead and click on that and use the color selector. And I happen to have the site's colors set up over here that I can choose from. So those are the colors we're going to choose for now. You want to aim for your primary and secondary color to be dark enough that it goes to white text on 500. Can be 400, can be 600, but you're going to have the most flexibility and the most amount of readability if you go ahead and aim for the 500 color is the color you've chosen. It's the middle color. And if you aim for that to be just dark enough so that it's getting white text on both of those. Then we're going to choose a header style. Well, actually, we're going to really quickly come down here and save the site settings very quickly so that it will know that we've uploaded the logo. So now when we're here, we can see the logo in place. And you can see here that we can choose a header style. Right now, we're looking at the default header style, which has the navigation below the sort of masthead area. Up in the upper right-hand corner is where the login information and quick links will go. On the left is the logo. And if we choose compressed with minimal menu, you can see that this shifts around a little bit and the menu is moved over to the right instead of centered. and then this logo sits over there. This version works really well for a site that has minimal navigation. If you have 6 or 7 or 8 navigation items across your navigation, then this is going to run out of room fairly quickly, especially on smaller screens. If you only have a few navigation items, then this will work. Also, this works best with the badge type logo. So a round logo or a square logo like this one, this works really well. The other thing that you can do is show the club name in the header, and you can see that shows up like that. Also, we have a tagline. So if you have a tagline for your club, some clubs don't. If you have a little blurb you want to put in, you can indicate that. This only is an option if you are showing your club name in the header. You can see here, if we turn off show club name in header, then that goes away. Let's see what that looks like on the default. That's how that looks there. And we're just going to go ahead and choose this version right here like this. And then we're going to play with some colors here. You can change the color of the top portion of your header. You can choose different colors for the bottom, and then, which is the navigation area, the second color in the header. And then you can choose different footer colors. And I actually want to do the footer in a dark version of our secondary color. So we're going to choose the very dark purple for that. And then let's see here. Let's set that top portion back to white and choose a very dark version. That's a little too dark. Let's go with that right there. We're going to use that for now for our header. You can come back anytime and change these colors anytime you want. It's totally fine. Then we're going to choose some fonts. So first we have headline fonts, then we have body fonts. And I want to leave it with Open Sans for the body. I like Open Sans. It's very easy to read on screens. But if you really want a serif font, we've got some serif fonts to choose from. There are some advanced methods for using a totally unique font, but we're not going to cover that in tonight's video. Just choose a body font, choose a headline font, and we're going to go with Poppins for the headline. Yeah, we're going to go with Poppins. And then scroll down a little bit. We've got search engine optimization and social media stuff. So what you want to do here is enter a default meta description. This is the text that is used to describe your site. You'll see it most often on search engine results. So if you search for something, you'll have a title on the search results, and then there's some text under that. The text under that should be your meta description. So whatever you want to show up as a meta description, that's what you enter here. If you don't enter a meta description, then the search engine will just choose the first text it finds on the page, which in general is going to be your navigation, something like that. It is probably not what you want to be for your description text. Now we have the option to set meta description on all pages individually, and we highly recommend you do that. This is a fallback in case you have missed adding meta description to a specific page. If it doesn't find one when building that page out, it will go ahead and use this as the default. The next thing we're going to do here is add a default social media image. This image is used when you share a link to a page on your website to Facebook or Twitter/X or Blue Sky or one of these places. When you share your link, you get a little preview link that gives you an image and the title and the description. And this is the image that would be used, again, just like with the meta description. This is the fallback in case you have a page or a news item or whatever where you did not include a specific social media image for that particular content. Then this is the fallback option. And so it's a really good idea for your fallback image to have something with just the club logo on it. And I have an image prepared here for that. It says here on the help text here that this should be 1200 by 630 pixels. We have an image prepared that is the right size, and that is just the club logo. And I'm going to drop that in here. And you can see that it gets squared off here, but it is 1200 by 630 pixels. Once you have your image added, we're going to come down here and add any of the social media links we have for our club. So let's say we have a Facebook page for the Northeast Kennel Club. That's the link for that. Go ahead and add any Twitter or X, let's see, If you have a YouTube channel, go ahead and put that in there. Pinterest, Instagram, LinkedIn. Just fill in the ones that you have for your club. If your club doesn't have a YouTube link or Pinterest page, not a problem. Just leave it blank. And then down here, we have some advanced settings that we don't need to dive into right now. But if you have the need to insert code into the head of your pages or into the body of your pages, this is where you do that. The most likely place you're going to run into the need to do this is when you're setting up maybe Google Analytics for your site and you want to include the Google Analytics snippet that they provide. It will go into one of these two fields. Then down here at the very bottom, the last thing is for e-commerce. We're going to leave this off for now because we're not ready for e-commerce, but when you are ready to do e-commerce, which is a storefront with products and a shopping cart, then you just come down here and turn that on here and set the e-commerce notification emails. We're going to turn that off for now and save the site settings. And now if we come back to the home page, scroll back up to the top and refresh this, then you will see it is loading up with our club's colors now. And I don't love that purple there, but that's okay because we can go ahead and change any of these colors that we want to at any time. We can go ahead and start editing our content where we can set better background colors. And that's all there is to setting up the site settings. These can be edited at any time. You can update your club logo, your header layout, your colors, any of that, anytime you want. And that's it. Thank you and have a good evening.